Give me pictures of Spiderhead. I had to do it.
Give me pictures of Spider-Man. Also, I woke up to cat shit in my shower today.
Welcome to Reshoot, amateurs in no suits. Too many movies to explore. Ruthie, Hector, and Ed, laughter till the end. Let's see something never done before.
Yes.
Okay.
Not my cat.
That's making it the episode. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Reshoot, an amateur's guide to gooder film. I'm one of your three hosts, B12 or B6. Fuck me, B6.
I-17? 16? I-16.
I'm Hector.
Ed, Ruthie's missing.
Ruthie's missing. Our
Yeah.
N40 to the group is missing.
Literally.
She is on a work trip right now, so
No, she's just MIA.
She's MIA. Something about some secure island? I don't know. So today we're going to talk about the movie Spiderhead that came out in 2022.
We should also tell them what we do.
Oh yeah, we should. Thank you. We fix movies. Good, bad, in between.
Yeah.
So
we make them objectively better.
Objectively better.
Yeah.
If you say subjectively, then you're objectively wrong. No.
Yes.
Great first impression I'm doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Spiderhead.
Do you want to give the plot synopsis?
Plot synopsis of Spiderhead. Yeah, movie starts off with a propeller plane flying through some cool scenery. And it lands in this weird kind of like underground thing that's like sticking out through the side of this mountain into the water. It lands and guy gets off into this, I don't know what you call it, but like this place. It's like it's called Spiderhead Penitentiary, I think. It's like a jail, but it's the people that are jailed there have a lot of freedom. They can move around in this area freely. Basically, they just can't leave because they're criminals mostly. And then this place is a volunteer system that people who are in state jail or whatever volunteer to be part of this program in Spiderhead, where they have these things attached to like the back base of their spine kind of thing, and they can fill it with little vials with different compounds that have varying effects, and they have to acknowledge that they want this stuff to happen. They get assessed, and all these drugs do really weird shit with them.
Basically, just gives them different emotions.
Yes, basically. And you follow Jeff, Miles Teller's character, who is in this place. She's also there with a girl called Lizzie. And then the two people that are in charge of this place are Steve, Chris Hemsworth, and another person named Mark. Movie starts off pretty okay, just like they give Mark this new drug that they've been testing called N40, which is like, it makes everything very, very beautiful. It makes your emotions for that kind of stuff a lot more potent, basically. And you get a little bit of Lizzie and them talking, and it's obvious that they like each other. And you also learn through flashbacks about why Miles is in this place. He drove drunk and crashed, killing one of his friends. And then that's why he's here. Count of manslaughter, I think it was.
Yes.
Voluntary manslaughter. Eventually, they give Mark and this other girl there, Hannah, during their little like tests. They're like in this room. They give Jeff and Hannah N40, which causes them to really think they're beautiful and
in love,
and they do stuff, and Steve and Mark just watch.
They
which
do
is
stuff,
crazy.
all right.
Yeah. It happens again with another older more disgusting lady called
I
Sarah.
wouldn't say disgusting.
No, she is disgusting. It comes up later. Sarah's disgusting.
Oh, right, yeah.
And then they do that, and then the trick was that then they pulled Jeff over to a couple days or weeks later over to the side of the testing area, and they had in the room Sarah and Hannah. And Steve told Jeff to pick one to give them, I forget what they call it.
Dark and Floxin?
Yeah, Darkenflox or whatever, but it's like the I-16 one.
And it's painful.
Yeah, that one literally is, it induces intense pain. For example, Jeff's character described it that he wanted to light himself on fire so that it would stop. That's how much this drug like fucks with them.
Mm.
But he didn't want to do that to either of them because he has had I-16 put on him before, and he just
he says no.
He says no. They pull him in later another time where Hannah's alone in there, and eventually Jeff just says acknowledge yes.
Only because he was threatened to be sent back to the
Oh
prison.
yeah, that's right.
To prison, the normal state prison.
Yeah, Steve has been lying to them that there are higher ups that make more decisions when.
Well, explain. Well, you're gonna.
Yeah. And then he does that. He acknowledges it. They pump him with like something that makes him be more descriptive and talk more, basically, as Hannah is in intense pain. To the point, she also breaks the thing on her back and it floods the little device.
So now she's just feeling she's always going to be feeling.
Yeah.
Or she's going to be feeling it for a long time.
For longer than she was supposed to. Mark tries to turn it off, but he can't. And then eventually she grabs a piece of wood of things that she breaks, and she stabs herself in the neck, and she dies. While Steve runs off with Mark to the room, Jeff grabs his keys that he dropped, opens up a little cabinet of this notebook that has been shown that Steve writes in, and that's where he discovers that this place is not what he thought it was. It is Steve's company, a pharmaceutical company. I forget his last name.
It doesn't matter right now.
Yeah. But it's a pharmaceutical company, and this is all just a ruse for something. Steve eventually finds out that...
don't forget that Steve also takes the drugs himself.
Oh, yeah. Steve also abuses N40 specifically, and there's a giggle drug also.
Yeah.
He also abuses those himself. Eventually, Steve finds out that Jeff and Lizzie are involved and they like each other. And they do the same thing where he has to give Lizzie I-16 dosing.
Also, Lizzie has a secret, but we don't know what.
Yeah, we don't know that yet. Oh, and before this happens, Jeff and Mark have a deal. There's a deal going on there because Mark has been abused by Steve and he doesn't agree with what's going on fully either. And Mark has gone to the mainland. He's sick, is what he told Steve. And since Lizzie was there and Mark and Jeff had a thing, it turns out that Jeff could control Steve's little thing that he has in the back. So it was giving him like I-16 and another one, and then the giggle one, and then also he gave him the one that Steve has been... It's all been a test for this other drug called B6, which is a drug that makes people more obedient to do whatever they are told.
Because he finally makes Lizzie have to do the dark and flog or whatever it's called.
Yes.
And he's forced to, and basically he takes advantage of that to break him out.
Yeah.
Mark, who's the main dude? Jeff does it to Chris Hemsworth's character to get him to stop.
Yeah, to get him.
And then he already planned it with Mark to get the police involved. We're jumping a bit, but the movie has a lot of weirdly paced stuff.
Yeah. And then eventually, like, they get into a fight, and Steve, like, fully activates the 4 vials of I-16 in Lizzie and, like, breaks the phone that you can control it. But eventually, Jeff wins the fight, goes into Lizzie, takes off the thing, so she's fine. Steve's
By
thing
this
is
point,
now
he
also
learns.
broken.
Well, the reason he said the original reason to do these drugs, Steve's idea
Oh,
was for love, and it was like he wanted to test he wanted to test the like how far people would go for love, or if the love was making them not give the
yeah.
dark and flower to the rest of them.
Oh well, yeah. It's like the B6 works. It definitely does do what you're told,
No, it
unless it involves something that you love. That's the thing,
yeah.
and that's why he would not do it to Lizzie, and that's why he didn't listen to Mark or to Jeff when Jeff told him to drop the knife, because Steve says he loves his company and the work that they does, so he didn't have to do that.
And then not just that. So they fight. They're running out. Steve's back hit the thing.
Yeah,
His
it's broken.
broken,
It's
so it's flooding him now.
with I-16 and 40
All of them,
and the
good, bad.
giggle one.
Yes, and the giggle one. So they start running away. There was a little joke about like someone smearing
Yeah,
shit all over. Ends up it was
Sarah.
Sarah.
Yeah,
So that's why he was saying she was disgusting, because
yeah.
she was
She
smearing
was
shit
smearing
everywhere.
shit on the bathroom walls and everywhere. Eventually, Jeff and Lizzie are able to escape. They get to leave on the boat before.
Oh, and Lizzie's
Before.
secret was that she
Oh
killed.
yeah,
She left her. She had to go work at Walmart. She left her daughter in the car in summer.
yeah.
So the daughter died. Her 9-month-old died.
Yes.
And not just that. She was like, "Please make me go through pain. I feel like I deserve it for what I did." And Jeff's like, "Oh, I love you, and all of you, including all of you,
Yeah.
did." And he doesn't do it.
Yeah. Also, it turns out that Jeff, in the crash and the drunk driving accident, it wasn't just his friend that died. It was also his girlfriend Emma, who he has left voicemails all this time to her phone that is deactivated just to hear her voice.
Yeah.
Anyways, Steve was able to get to his propeller plane and fly out. Well, later on, Jeff and Lizzie get on the boat and are able to leave before the police get there with Mark. And then Steve, flying around, is just drugged out of his goddamn mind. N40 hits him really hard, and it all just looks really beautiful. And then he just like crashes into the island and dies, which is dumb in my opinion. But yeah, and then Lizzie and Jeff are like in a boat laughing and stuff. And
Laughing naturally, not because of the
yeah,
giggle
not
juice.
because of the drug, like actually laughing and smiling and stuff. And then
That's
there's
the end.
there's a little monologue that Jeff gives that he wishes there was a drug that
Self-forgiveness, but you have to work on it, which is a nice message.
Just work through it. Yep. That's the movie.
Yeah, it the biggest fall from grace I think I've ever seen in a while. Like the first two acts, really great. Third act fell apart.
Yep.
I wonder if that's because they had to go a different route than the short story. Because this is based off a short story from a really good author who did a short story for New Yorker, whose name is escaping. I'm going to look it up right now, actually. George Sanders, who is a pretty good writer, according to a friend of the pod, Matt Shore from Made Up Movies. I was talking to him about it a little bit, and he was like, "Oh, he's a really good writer." So yeah.
Yeah. You want to go first with likes or dislikes?
Sure, I can do it. So, likes. I like the first two acts. Like I said, really well paced, well acted. I was surprised at how hooked I was. The kind of mystery and the usually uncomfortable movies. I get what they're going for. It was supposed to be uncomfortable because I was like, I don't know, someone who's worked with like people not their best, like just seeing all those ethics being broken was like, ugh. I get why. I was found it was just kind of like, yeah, I see what they're. I thought they were talking about like how far people like why ethics are important in science, but no, it was good. The set design I thought was really good. I'd actually want to live in that prison compared to my apartment. Not it's a bad apartment, but you know, it was nice. Yeah. It looked nice.
You get your own room.
A really nice kitchen.
People are assigned certain duties. Rotating stuff. Yeah. It's actually really nice. Like it reminds me of like Legion.
Haven't seen it.
If you've seen that show, like it starts off with them in like an insane asylum, but it kind of reminds me of like that kind of thing. I don't know why, but it's just like open area and people are free to move around as they please, basically, but you can't leave. I don't know. Just reminded me of that.
I don't like Miles Teller, but man, he's a good actor.
Hmm.
He's such an
Why
ass.
don't you like Miles Teller?
Do you want me to go over it in the pod?
In the pod?
In the podcast, this episode? Do you want
Sure.
that tangent? Okay. So, he was filming something. He didn't want to get COVID tested back in like 2021.
Mm.
He didn't want to get COVID tested, and I don't know if he got the vaccine or not, but like he didn't want to get tested, And he went through with it, and he got other people sick, or he got himself sick, and he risked other people, something like that.
Oh,
He's
so
also like he also does some boomery shit. Like he tweeted at Apple once, like, "Why don't you have like an emoji or something to like show respect for our troops or something like that?" And I'm like, dude,
Mm.
like he just done a war movie, so maybe he was coming off of that, but like, I don't know, it just felt weird.
Oh, so he's just an idiot.
No, I don't say.
With the not getting tested stuff.
Yeah, no, like
Yeah.
you're putting people in danger. You're
Yeah.
not hot shit, dude.
Like Djokovic, the tennis player, the number one tennis player. He's a piece of shit. Never got vaccinated. He's anti-vax. So
Oh, I know. Yeah.
worse than Miles, I guess.
Yeah. Chris Hemsworth surprised me, actually, like a lot. I honestly, he had a great American accent, I thought.
Okay.
Like, he was doing a bit of an American accent. Because it wasn't his normal Australian.
Yeah.
It was really good. Also, I liked him that he got to play a smart villain. He usually plays dumb characters. Goofballs. Himbos. So it was nice to see him play a smart villain. It was really fun. And you can tell he had fun with the role.
Himbo.
Look at me and tell me Thor in the YTT movies isn't a himbo. He's the him. He's one of the himbos.
Yeah. I don't know. No, he does Australian accent in Bodyguard. Never mind.
I have seen that one.
It's pretty good.
The cinematography and the colors were very nice. I will say that. I liked how the movie looked. Dislikes. Like I said, the third act had one of the biggest falls from grace I've seen in a while. Like, they had this joke about the guy who was always eating, because they made one that made him hungry. They also had the joke about Shitfinger. And when do you put them back in? At the very end, when it's a serious moment, they're trying to escape. It just felt like kind of killed some tension that was actually good, Like,
yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
I didn't like that B6 was total obedience. I thought it was just going to be like, okay, this isn't my one more thing. Like, what one thing I've been interested in, but like I have been watching the Last of Us show and I've been listening to the companion podcast, right? The whole point of it's like love, according to the creators, like love makes people do some crazy things. They can really twist. You can have a really twisted sense of love, and I thought that's what this movie was going for, and I was totally on board. Like, honestly, I have expected the twist being that Steve was just trying to make himself feel love because he's like his father who did not love his son. Like, I thought that's where it was going, and no. All right, so I'm gonna try and do my fixes. I had a hard time with this one. Take away the fear scene. That seemed kind of useless, other than like,
oh, where Lizzie's afraid of the
yeah,
stapler.
I get why. Like, it's good to show it, but it's like, like they put so long into that aspect, it felt kind of dumb. I didn't like Lizzie's real crime because it didn't make her seem like such a like. It's terrible, but like, imagine if you're a sleep deprived mother who with a 9-month-old who is also. It's implied she's a single mom because she's taking her kid to Walmart to work while she works.
Yeah.
So I just like I get it. It's a crime. It's a terrible crime, but like she clearly was. It was clearly an accident for her, and she felt terrible about it. Like it just felt kind of.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I don't know.
It didn't. I knew what they were trying to go for, but like it didn't make her less unlikable. I just felt more pity for her.
Exactly.
With Miles or with Jeff, Miles Teller's character, I actually did not like what he did. That was a dumbass decision.
No,
what he did.
Don't drive drunk, people.
Yeah.
If you're even a little bit buzzed, either sober up or give it to people.
Yeah, that's 100% his fault.
Yeah.
And for Lizzie, it was an accident.
So I gave her a new crime. She brutally stabbed her husband after they were both drunk, and he started hitting her really hard. So like, and I don't mean like self-defense. Like, when you when people like, it's clearly past self-defense and they kind of know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Like, that's the kind of thing she's going for. Like, maybe she like rips out some intestines or something, or they mention like,
Or maybe her husband is just verbally abusive.
And then she,
and then she eventually just has enough and just kills him.
yeah, something like that.
That would make Lizzie for me. That would actually make her less likable, and I wouldn't feel as much pity that I did
Yeah, and
as I
then and
did.
then it makes more, and then it makes Miles saying "I still love you" even better because like she's
Yeah,
clearly sorry about it, and
yeah.
it tied back to that love thing, right? Like she loved her husband, but like she didn't. It
Eventually,
wasn't
she
a
just
good time left.
snapped.
Yeah, she snapped. So here's my big one: B6. Make it twisted sense of love, right? So he wants to be so in love, like he's never felt love. He might be where he might be a sociopath, like he thinks his father was. So he wants to make love. He wants to make a cock. That came out wrong.
He wants to make love.
He wants to make love.
He wants to feel love. He wants to be loved. Is what you're trying to say,
Yes,
right? Yeah.
yes. No, he wants to. He's getting all horny so he can finally have sex and lose his virginity. No, yes. So he wants to. He tries to force people to love, and it just doesn't work. The closest is like when it's like when he was like, "Oh, I think I love you," because after Jeff and Heather have sex.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. After Jeff and Heather has sex, Jeff and Heather say they love you
each
to each
other.
other.
Yeah, but I'm wondering if it was like a more in them feeling moment kind of thing, but it's not permanent, right? So he's like, God
Yeah.
damn it, it's not permanent. I want something that lasts, like real love. And then he can't do it, so he finally snaps, and he's just because he can't take. Because remember, loneliness, like he said, loneliness kills you 15
Oh my
times more
god.
likely than.
Being loneliness. What he said is loneliness is the same as smoking 15 cigarettes a day.
So that's what
It cuts your life expectancy that
yes,
much.
and he doesn't want that, so he's just like because it's all about health.
Yeah, you see him working
So
out
he
and
needs to
drinking
be
that green shit.
he finally snaps. You don't have to have a twist. Like some movies are going to have twists. Some of them can just be natural progressions,
hmm
and it can still be good. Like so he finally snaps, and he just and that's the real difference because he's like all the time he was like because that's where he was heading because he's like Jeff and Steve the same, and nope because Jeff actually feels love, and then he finally snaps and tries to kill him, and it doesn't work, and the rest of the movie plays the same. I just didn't like the B6 obedience
The
thing.
obedience thing, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And now that you mention it, that whole loneliness thing and feeling love kind of thing, yeah, it was actually pretty set up in the movie for it to be that's the actual plot of the movie. Now that I think about it,
Once
really.
again, Chris Hemsworth's in a movie where the what I thought was going to be the thing is a lot better than what it actually was. If you've seen Men in Black International, you know what I'm talking about.
I have not seen that.
It's
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, Spiderhead. What I liked about this movie, yes, the acting was impeccable. Chris Hemsworth did an amazing job, especially after the thing was broken and he was like going back and forth with all these emotions. Really good job on his part to like make it very believable that he's struggling to like try and hold it all together. And the little voice thing he does, because he's like straining to be able to talk normally through this microphone at the end. Super funny and fun. Movie was also really funny in my opinion. That's some pretty good jokes and
And not too
stuff.
many. It
No,
kind of
not too
fit.
many. Yeah,
Up till the end.
till the end. Yes. Yeah, I also disliked Lizzie's reason for being there. I thought Jeff's reason and how you learn more about it throughout. I mean, there's only like 2 scenes of that, but hey, whatever. Those 2 scenes are pretty good, and I like his reason for being there. Yeah, this this movie was like so just like okay of a movie in my opinion. Yeah, third act I probably don't feel as strongly as you do, but third act it did kind of fall apart a little bit in the end there. I also didn't like how much effort they put in to making Steve such an unlikable fucking douchebag. I wish I don't know. I don't think they treated everyone fairly.
Oh, I did. We did forget to mention one bit. Uh, Jeff was free 7 months ago.
Oh yeah,
Secretly,
at the end, Jeff was actually free to go 7 months prior,
and so was
and
Lizzie.
Lizzie, at the end of the movie, she was free that previous week. but
But
they
he
didn't disclose that
no,
to them.
because yeah, that's helping your point that he was such
Yeah,
an asshole.
he's such a fucking unlikable douchebag, and I wish they would have treated him more fairly.
He's a
To you know,
pharmaceutical CEO. I think they treated him fairly enough.
I mean, yeah, but like, I don't know.
I
You can do mustache twirling villains right.
I thought they did a good job with him. They gave him some layers.
Some layers, yeah.
That's better than most movies where it's like mustache twirling. Like, look at the fucking menu. Like, a lot of the people are other than I'm saying like all the people who, not the main villain, not Ralph Fiennes' character.
Yeah.
I'm talking everyone else.
Everyone else is so unlikable.
Yeah, it's a satire though, so it's expected.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I'm not saying it's a diss. I'm just explaining. Like,
Yeah.
similar. Like,
I don't know. I do like when you do mustache twirly villains right. I feel like this one was not good, in my opinion.
we have the opposite opinion.
Yeah.
So wait, why? What's it missing? Depth?
I just think that there is depth to his character, though. Yeah. I just think like
Is it because it's Chris Hemsworth?
no, it's not just because of him. Let me try and find the words for this. I don't know. It just didn't hit me right.
Because it was too obvious he was the villain from the beginning.
I think so. Yeah, I think it was just so obvious that he's just a. From the very beginning, you just hate this motherfucker so much, and I wish it was. I mean, no, but it like I don't like it when their mustache twirly like twist at the end, kind of shit. I don't know.
It was me all along, Barry.
Yeah, but he's so unlikable, but he's also so fucking cool with like Jeff and everybody else there.
Well, yeah, because that's the way they
Yeah.
don't suspect him.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it is okay. I don't know. I just didn't like it afterwards. It just like didn't. I don't know. But maybe it is the best way you can make a mustache trolley villain
No, I
because he
get
has
it.
depth and stuff like that. But yeah, I am actually gonna take a little bit of from your book for the fixes and say that yes, the big thing at the end should have been something about love and loneliness and abandonment or something like that because Steve's character, his dad, abandoned him in a foster home when he was 9, 10.
I think 8.
Yeah, he was very young, and his dad
Yeah.
literally dropped him off at a foster home.
No, the funny thing, well, not funny. It was depressing, but that was just it.
Yeah,
It was just he was told his son he was going to summer camp.
yeah,
And then, like, I'm not laughing because it's like it's just such a dickish, like
Yeah.
a really dickish thing to do. And
terrible father.
oh yeah,
And
no, that's extra bad.
what does make it funny is that he was telling this story to Jeff while they were high on the
laughing juice.
the giggle drug.
Yeah,
so,
that's why.
So he's
I'm
telling
laughing.
this really depressing story to Jeff, and they're both just cracking up about it.
That's such
hilarious.
a hard. I feel like it's such a hard thing to act.
Yeah.
Again, give him props.
Yeah,
They kind of carried the movie. I thought
Yeah.
Lizzie did well too. I just thought,
yeah, but you for most of the movie it's Steven.
Mhm.
Steven Jeff.
very small cast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they didn't have to spend a lot of money for this movie.
I think the sets they did.
I mean, it's still just set design. It can be in a studio. It's
Oh,
fine.
I mean, I know. It just looked
Yeah.
a little nicer than average. I don't know. Anyway,
But yeah, I think that should be the main point of the thing, and I think it should more revolve around N40 in particular, because I-16 kind of came out of nowhere. Well, so did B6. The pain and the obedience drug definitely. I feel like it came out of fucking nowhere.
no. I-16, the Darken vlog was mentioned early in the movie. Honestly, I laughed at the scene where they show Miles Teller with it. Just the way it got so zoomed in, it was just funny.
Where he runs to the wall, turns
He's like,
around.
I don't know, it was just funny.
Turns around, like zooms in on his face.
Yeah. I know it was supposed to be funny.
I did like that cut. That was a pretty good little cut into the like. Miles Teller just says, "I've felt it before," and it just cuts to him like freaking out kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I think it should focus more on the N40 thing. I also think, that should be Chris Hemsworth character's main goal is to find a way to, find love and keep that kind of love, and usually because of resentment for his father, and maybe you can make him a little bit evil. That's all he wants is he wants all like parents to actually unconditionally love their children no matter what, which I mean, it should be that way, but it isn't. But
Yeah.
and maybe that's the main goal. Or no, so he just wants to find love himself, but through that thing is through N40 and how it works in the movie is that it's not permanent. Like you just, it's more of a lust drug than anything else. Honestly, in the movie, it shows that it just makes everything look really pretty for you.
Yeah.
And yeah, and I would want the first two acts to basically run more or less the same kind of thing, and then at the end it should be some kind of like thing where Steve finds out that Jeff is not in love with Heather, he's actually in love with Lizzie, even though he never took the drug with Lizzie, and he maybe does the same thing of like testing if he'll hurt Heather after the N40 trial, and he maybe Jeff actually does like just follow through with it, actually pumps her with I-16 or something, and he pulls Lizzie in, and then he doesn't do it, and then he just loses it because his thing isn't working how it's supposed to do, and maybe the end, how they escape, plays out more or less the same.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
sounds good.
Also, I would also not kill off Steve at the end.
Really?
No, I'd say he probably flies away, and then he just
Oh, actually, you might have Spiderhead too.
no, not Spiderhead too. Like he'll see like they'll still find him, or he'll fly away and land somewhere, and they'll find him and
In a fucking
put him in
manic state,
jail.
I'm sure.
Put him in jail. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe in the end monologues say that like, oh, Steve didn't make it very far. He still is going to prison for holding people against their will, basically,
Mm-hmm.
and being
And kill and murder.
and yeah, voluntary manslaughter,
Yeah.
reckless endangerment, and I guess basically like kidnapping
Yeah.
falls under that, since they were free to go, but he didn't disclose that.
False imprisonment, I think.
Yeah, and then
I'm not a lawyer. Listen to your
false
lawyers.
imprisonment. Yeah,
Listen to your lawyers, everyone.
Yes, get a lawyer. Don't never talk to police. Yeah, maybe in the monologue he just says that he gets captured later on, and yeah, basically that. This movie, kind of like I always struggle with these kind of movies more than on this podcast, more than obviously more than bad movies, and I actually struggle more with these kind of movies than I do with the good movies like we've done, like Godfather or John Wick,
Really?
or Joker.
Because I feel, well, yeah, I feel like it depends on how level of bad. Like, I feel like there's two different middle movies where between
Mhm.
good and bad. Because there's some where it's like, okay, it's pretty easy to see what to
Yeah,
fix.
what
Like
to
with this one,
fix.
I could kind of figure it out. But there's others when there's just a lot wrong, but it's not that bad. And then,
Yeah,
then I struggle because it's
yeah,
like I don't know
I don't
where
know.
to.
I just struggle with these mid-tier movies because there there isn't anything like very inherently like bad decisions that I see, but there's enough good decisions that fixing anything at all might actually just make it worse in general, because it's like just good enough to be okay, but there aren't any like actual huge flaws in the movie that I see.
Yeah.
And that's why I struggle with these okay movies so much more, and why this episode is going to be so short.
I mean, it's also just
It's
the two of us.
It's also just us two, but also
Actually,
just...
no. Good segue, if you don't mind.
Mm.
Ruthie wrote from beyond the
Oh.
ether last night a
Yes.
question that she told me not to peek at. So I'm going to read it out loud live. I'm going to peek it now. She put it on spoiler on our Discord thing. If you had to redo the casting for this film, who would you pick? Good question, Ruthie.
Oof.
Yeah.
So I'm keeping Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah, for sure.
I would honestly switch Miles Teller to someone else.
Yeah, for sure. I just don't like Miles Teller.
I would actually like Dane DeHaan in this film.
What happened to Dane DeHaan?
I don't know. But yeah, I would actually like Dane DeHaan, and like the obvious good choice is also Timothée Chalamet.
I knew it. I knew you were, because I was thinking like Timothy. I'm like, no, he's oversaturated, and I don't know if he can.
No, but
Don't make him do everything.
Timothy's a really good actor.
He
though.
is. Just don't make him do everything.
And with how he was in Bones and all, I think he would pull this off really well.
I haven't seen Bones and all.
It's really good.
I know. I just haven't seen it yet. Who would I replace with? I had the name.
I would keep Mark, the second in command, but Miles Teller, I'd probably switch him with Dane DeHaan. I want to see more Dane DeHaan, and I think he
I
could do well.
You know who I'm thinking of? Weirdly enough,
Whomst.
I lost the name. I know they're a bit smaller, but like, you remember the Sprouse twins, like Dylan and Cole Sprouse, like Zach and Cody? Do you watch Sweet Life, Zach and Cody?
I think so.
Yeah, Cody, the guy who does Cody, does some acting. I think it'd be interesting to see him. He did a Netflix, HBO movie that was taken out like shortly after the acquisition.
Strauss twins.
Yeah, Strauss. Look up Cody, or look up
Sweet
Cole.
Life. Sweet Life of Zach and Cody.
Yeah, no, Suite. Suite, because it's a hotel suite.
Oh. Oh, I know those two now. Yeah.
Hmm.
One
Yeah.
of them, Cody.
Cole.
Cole does some.
Cole's the main one. Although Dylan is now a big character, going to be a big character in
he's
the
Riverdale.
Kingdom Hearts games. So that's kind of cool. Spoilers if you haven't gotten to the secret ending of 3. But yeah, he's going to be one of the cool characters. I'm excited. Also, I did not know that was him. Also, it's fun because he said he quit acting, but Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Ruthie. What do you rate this movie?
C plus.
Yeah,
it's
C+.
really okay.
It's a 3.5.
Yeah.
What have you been watching or reading or whatever, Ed?
Last of Us, just like you.
Yeah.
Really good. Watch it, please. HBO Max, Last of Us, really good. I've also been watching the new Trigun Stampede, which is also really good. Don't let the 3D CGI anime turn you off. It's actually pretty good in this one. Orange does better than Mappa, actually.
This is Orange?
Yeah, it's Orange.
They're good with CG. They do better than Mappa because they don't have as much fucking workload to do.
Yeah. So
those poor Mappa guys are so overworked.
Yeah.
All right. My friend bought me Mass Effect.
The first one?
The trilogy.
Oh.
The remastered trilogy.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm making my way through the first one. I think I'm like almost a third of the way through. It's pretty
fun. What are you doing? Good guy or
renegade? Paragon, yeah.
Paragon?
No, I'm on Paragon. I can't. I don't like being a dick in games.
So who did you choose?
Liara, the Asari.
The alien woman. Lady?
Yeah.
Wow. You chose the filthy Xeno?
Dude, you're being a filthy xenophobe.
Yeah. I would actually, I mean, if I was...
okay, who else? Who else?
There's the dude.
The dude, the human dude?
There's the human dude?
Yeah, he's kind of boring.
And then there's the racist lady. Lady.
Yeah, no, fuck her.
She's the xenophobe.
She's the real xenophobe. I hate her. Yeah. Honestly, if I could kick her from the group, I would.
Honestly, there are only 2
Or
decisions.
Garrett. I mean, Garrus. I'm playing Femshep.
Oh, you can romance Garrus?
I think you can, yeah.
I thought in the first game
if you can play them,
Yara.
If you can play them, if they can be on your team, you can romance them depending on what their gender preference is. Personally,
can you romance the big dude, the Krogan?
Okay, not Rex. Not Rex. No. I would, dude. If I could romance Rex, I totally would.
Definitely.
I would help him. I will help him
even with male Shepherd.
Can I finish? I will help him with his extinction problem with the mutation. I will help him with that if it need be.
I've played Mass Effect 2, and what you're saying is trigger.
Please stop. I don't want to get spoiled. I'm actually enjoying this game. Please.
It had to be me. Someone else might get it wrong.
Stop with the weird thing. I'm gonna keep an eye out for that. Stop it.
Yeah, Mass Effect is a good game. You didn't get the Dead Space remake?
I mean, it was a gift.
The Dead Space remake.
No, Mass Effect was a gift.
Oh.
I'm not buying any games right now. Okay. I bought my second thing is I got the Cowboy Bebop vinyl, and
oh, yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's so nice.
But you didn't buy an amp, so it's pretty quiet.
I will buy an amp next time I get a good paycheck. But like when I get my bonus, it's so good. The sound's so crisp. I love it. I'm not trying to be like an audio audiophile elitist here. But like, I don't know, it's nice. It's really nice.
Yep. I'm gonna get a 5.1 surround sound.
Oh, nice.
Because I already have my 4K player with a bunch of 4K DVDs.
Nice. That's fun. I have
a sound system, and then
I have a 4K player, but I have a 4K player because I have a PlayStation 5. But I don't. I'm not gonna brag. I'm gonna stop. Okay. My TV's kind of old, but yeah.
Next time,
join us for
to be announced.
No.
To be determined.
No. You kind of got it into my head when I realized when I mentioned the other Chris Hemsworth movie. We're gonna do Men in Black International.
Oh Lord.
Oh Lord, it's a mess.
No.
It's a mess.
Okay.
It's a very fun mess. Oh, actually, wait. You can give us a like and subscribe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, give us 5 stars.
Smash
us.
that like button and subscribe.
My neighbors hate me right now, Ed. Thank you.
Shoot us an email.
At
Or
reshootpodcast at gmail.com. Give us, I don't have the access to our, look, go to our Twitter is at reshootmoviepo1. We have a link to Discord.
We have a Mastodon.
We have a Mastodon, which is linked.
podcast.
I think so.
Yeah.
And we have a reshoot_podcast, which is for our Instagram.
We have a gram.
You have the gram. We've had the gram for a long time.
Yeah. I'm not the social media person, obviously.
Me and Ruthie are. Well, I handle the Twitter stuff. She handles the rest. I mean, she also handles Twitter too. But...
Oh, I have a letterboxd.
Yes, we have a letterbox. We all have letterboxes. Mine's reshoot_Hector.
Mine is short PRSN.
And Ruthie's is film posters only, where she talks about the film posters. Honestly, follow her the most. She doesn't do it often, but it's pretty funny and cool. Yeah. Not funny like haha, but like it's pretty funny how she
uses a social media app about movies and talks only about the posters.
I mean, it's original. Yeah. It's better than some of the other ones. It's a lot better than a lot of the other gimmicks I've seen.
I think I mentioned that I did get a letterbox in the last episode.
Yes, you did.
Oh, yeah. Why haven't... Has anyone said anything about my hot takes?
No, you don't. Oh. You haven't. No.
I have a hot take on my reviews there. Oh, also the song Spiderhead by Cage the Elephant's really cool.
Is it about is it in the movie?
No.
That's a missed opportunity.
That is a missed opportunity.
That's a really missed opportunity.
It is a pretty, like, I think it would fit with the other music they had in this. Oh, real quick. I know we already stopped talking about the movie, but the music in the movie was pretty cool. It there was a couple that actually sounded like Blade Runner. So, yeah.
I did catch that, yeah. So, this film is directed by Joseph Kosinski,
who did Top Gun Maverick, Oblivion, and Tron Legacy.
I love Tron Legacy. Writing credits, George Saunders is he wrote the original short story this was based off of, as I mentioned in the episode.
The short story is called Escape from Spiderhead.
Yes. I read like 5 pages and then thought, I don't want it to influence too much, so I took a break, but it was good from what I read. I might finish it after this, actually. The screenplay was written by Rhett Reese and Paul Wernick, and the cinematography was by Claudio Miranda.
Yep.
Follow all these people on social media. They've made a movie, which is more than we can say here. Thank you, everyone, for listening, and have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.